Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast, Season 2, Episode 37. Today's show is brought to you by St. Anthony Tire and Auto.
New sponsor alert, St. Anthony Tire and Auto Center is a proud supporter of your Wondering Dutchman podcast. St. Anthony Tire and Auto Center is more than just tires and autos, though. For instance, let's talk trailers. From Homesteader to Heartland, they've got it all. Dump trailers, utility trailers, enclosed trailers, tilt trailers, and more. Need maintenance or repairs? Their service team has got you covered. Speaking of experience, their service team boasts multiple members with over 30 years of experience working on UTVs, ATVs, lawnmowers, and more. From routine maintenance to complex repair, they've got the skills to keep your machines running smoothly. And did we mention anything about vehicles yet? They also specialize in large-scale and auto repairs and services, from engine and transmission replacements to tire changes. Our mechanics are EFI certified and ready to tackle any challenge, not just tires and oil changes, my friend. So what are you waiting for? Call 812-326-2550 to schedule an appointment or learn more about what we can provide for you. Visit them at 3991 East State Road 64, St. Anthony, Indiana, 47575. Look for the historic white brick building just off of the highway. They're proud to be a veteran-owned small business serving our community with top-quality products and exceptional service. Stop by and see them today and tell them the Dutchman sent you.
The Wondering Dutchman podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what everybody wonders about. This is the Wondering Dutchman podcast coming to you from a very quiet Smoker's Lounge.
The Wondering Dutchman. Yeah, yeah. The Wondering Dutchman. Yeah.
Here we go.
Where's the mute button?
Holy hell. Welcome to the Wondering Dutchman podcast. Happy to have you join us. A big thank you to St. Anthony Tire and Auto for bringing you this fine episode. Sitting across from me wearing the maroon polo shirt with the collar, the guy that is blue collar but looks very white collar right now, Dave. Our buddy, Big Mace.
Yeah.
Sitting in the middle with no bandana tonight, so you can see that forehead glisten a little bit. Had a little sip of water before the show, but he's back on the Natty Light. Ladies and gentlemen, rocking the turquoise turtle and the turquoise rings, along with those trademark rose-colored glasses, our friend, David Allen Smoker. And your unofficial host of this shit show is yours truly, Esquire. We're here in Smoker's Lounge. Season 2, Episode 37, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
We're running down the pipeline. We're getting there. To bring you some of this fine stuff, though, our buddy Matt Krieg has paid a gold pot full of money, Dave.
That's right.
I don't know if it's a gold pot.
I mean, it depends on the size of the pot.
Pretty
Yeah.
hefty.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, our buddy Matt Krieg wants to talk to you real quick.
September is National Life Insurance Month. But you know what? You don't have to wait until September to talk to our buddy Matt Krieg of Krieg Insurance. Life insurance can be a tough topic. How much do you need? How much does it cost? What are the right plans for me? All great questions, and Matt Krieg can answer all of them. Give Matt a call today.
All right.
There we go.
There we go.
Here we
Big
are.
fella, here we are in the lounge. It's a Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you if you're listening to it on Wednesday. If you're not listening to it on Wednesday, or you're catching us on a Thursday or a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday or a Monday or a Tuesday. That's all we got, Dave.
Any of the days.
Any of the days. We're happy to have you. Thanks for joining us. Thank you to Matt Krieg for sponsoring this segment of the show. Good model American. Don't wait till September when it's National Life Insurance Month to go talk to him. Talk to him sooner than that.
Yeah.
He can save you some money. So, big fella,
Yeah.
with the you look very snazzy in that little maroon job there.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. You got you sound a little like you took a load of pollen there, big guy.
Oh, yeah. I've been sick. I didn't,
Oh, skeet.
Took two loads.
There it is.
Took two big
I didn't
loads.
work 2 days this week. I had this pretty healthy dose of the junk. I mean,
crud.
yeah, man, oh man. So I thought it was like a chest thing from like concrete dust and asphalt. We did some cutting last week, and then that spawned off into like a sinusy kind of thing. And then I mowed, and then it got even worser. And I couldn't breathe out of my nose. My chest is still a little bubbly, but we're doing all right.
Good.
Yeah, had to miss a couple of days of work just because fevering and.
Did you really miss it though?
Yeah, no, not at all. I did take a COVID test, and I did not have COVID.
Attaboy.
Because I lost my taste completely. Like
Well, people forget that's a sinus issue as well.
I ate what was it? Pickles one day, couldn't taste shit, and then the other thing is
good grief! I wish I'd have brought the pickles from old buddy of the show, Donnie, out here. They are flamethrower.
Is that right? Real hot, huh?
Oh yeah,
I like hot pickles.
these are hot.
Maybe I don't want to eat hot pickles from Donnie because Donnie eats hot shit like it's going out of style. But no, other than that, I mean, so I was thinking for tonight, I've been sucked in to a genre of music that I have not particularly spent a lot of time with. And I mean, it's straight up sad shit.
Oh, you sent me something about this.
I did. Did you watch that?
I watched part of it and immediately felt like I needed to call you.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Because why?
I mean, it was just very specifically like, holy shit.
Yeah, like you felt like I was getting ready to like jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
That's what
real
I mean.
angsty.
Yeah. So it's indie rock. And I have been sucked into
sucking off.
long time. But the term indie rock, which comes from independent, describes the small and relatively low budget labels on which it is released and the do-it-yourself attitude of the bands and artists involved. So I mean I'll name drop them because they are so like they got I don't know how many thousand followers they got on Instagram. Not as more than us, but not like
loads,
not like shit tons more. But like it's called Hey Nothing, and it's man. I hope I don't offend anyone, but it's a boy. I think his name is Tyler, and then I think there is a. I'm pretty sure she's a biological female, but I don't know if she actually like represents herself as one. So
it's identifies.
Yeah, identifies. Yes. I don't know if she identifies as a guy or.
What's the name of the band?
Hey Nothing. It's called Hey Nothing, and they've got a song that's called like I don't even know what the hell it's called, but it's like I left my lungs in Maine or some shit like that, and it's literally just those two harmonizing with an acoustic guitar, and it got me. You know what I mean? And I shouldn't say that I'm full blown, into this like super sad boy.
So
shit.
how did you get started on
TikTok?
this?
My TikTok has just been flooded with it. And then so yesterday I didn't work. So then when the kids got home and I had to go pick up Evelyn, and then I ran and by the way, here's another fat kid joke. Not really a joke, but just a small confession. Did you know that you can buy the spicy ranchero sauce, that Taco Bell spicy ranchero that goes in like the quesadillas, in a squeeze bottle at the store?
Okay.
So like this, like the quesadilla sauce that's in the quesadillas.
Yeah.
You can buy that in a squeeze bottle.
Holy
and I took Merkley's, their fajita chicken strips.
Yeah.
Put those on the Blackstone and cooked them and got them hot. And then I took big ass Ortega flour tortilla shells. Put the chicken in there, a good helping, a good solid squirt of this ranchero sauce and cheese, and we made legitimate like homemade Taco Bell quesadillas, and it was good. But as I was doing that,
Quesadillas from Taco Bell are my favorite thing from Taco Bell.
with fire sauce.
Yeah, dude. But I like sour cream too.
Well, I did, David.
Yeah.
Did we just become best friends?
We've been best
Well,
friends.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys have been.
Yeah.
Do you want me to leave?
No, you're
it's
good.
fine.
But
We should make quesadillas
totally,
this weekend.
we should. And we could just fire up our Blackstones. You got a Blackstone. We could just have a huge
We could have like a Zoom call, a Zoom quesadilla meeting.
fest. Yeah. But like I bought a bottle of the fire sauce too. And
Are your kids doing the roll in the R thing at the way inappropriate times and for no
No.
reason? God,
that's
my
just
kids
your
are.
son.
Both of them.
Wyatt too?
They're like, Mom, what's up? And I'm like, what are you doing?
No. There's not even an R in the
I
word
know.
up.
Like, oh man, it's such a nice day outside. And it's really.
They're trying to sound like the Mexican OT.
I don't think it's a Mexican OT.
I mean, he's the one that does that.
No, there's some. I believe some Hispanic female artist.
Bruh. I don't know.
I do like the Mexican OT.
I do too.
Big fan.
Anyway, so then that led me down after. So I was watching TikTok making these dillas, and then like this.
God, I love Dillas.
And this Hey Nothing band was blowing me up. Well, then that led me to like I couldn't take any more of the kids, so I went to the basement to hide.
Okay.
And I took my iPad and my headphones, and I went down
A
there.
bit of mascara.
No.
Oh.
And then that led me into like a whole blown, just a rabbit hole of like all these super sad shit indie bands. And then I got onto Royal Otis again, like the Linger cover and like all this stuff. And I feel like a lot of these musicians like this in this genre are like insanely talented, and they're just extremely underrated. That they just haven't gotten there yet, or like they haven't gotten the right exposure, or like not the right person. For me, like I like to listen to music. I'm obviously we're all three big music guys, but it's like these dudes are, some of these people are just extremely talented. Like as far as their vocals go, you know what I mean? Like their guitar playing might suck, but like their vibratos, and they're able to transition. Like sometimes when like transitioning from falsetto back into your normal octave, and like those flawless transitions, like I think that's mind-boggling, because I used to have to do that when I was in choir, and that was a really hard skill to master once you as a tenor one, but then I could sing all the way to like bass one. So I could go falsetto, and then like I could sing soprano 2 parts and like alto stuff, every now and then I would dabble around. But it's just, I don't know. I think that my topic it just said underrated musicians. And I think that a lot of those, it's just like, I guess you would say just like us, you know what I mean? Like not necessarily saying that we're underrated podcasters, but like one of these days, I think somebody's going to listen to these dudes and are like, holy shit, like maybe not together, maybe just the one guy, or maybe they do both go, or, like it's like somebody just, who is the person that has to hear that to go, holy shit, like that, those dudes can sell some albums, or like, you know what I mean?
We were, so I was still in law school, and I'm trying to think what the band's name was, but they were from Michigan. They had kind of some big hits, but Sleeping with Siren. I'm trying to think of what it is. It's something along those lines. But we were up on the lake for 4th of July or something. We were over on the West Coast, and they were out having a fire, and we started talking to these guys. We're like, oh, we're in a small band, we're trying to do. And by the time like I got done with law school, like they had put out like an album record deal, and it was like we were just sitting there and those guys were talking about their dreams.
Yeah.
And this was before TikTok and some of that other stuff.
And I think that's a thing that a lot of the newer musicians and things like that now, they have
that's some of the
way more exposure.
That's some of the debate right now. And like recall conversations with Uncle Todd about comedians.
Oh yeah.
Cutting their chops. Like some of these folks in the music industry.
Right.
I think that's why you see more one-hit wonders now, because they're not cutting their chops in a playing at some bar in some little town somewhere where they learn how to be performers.
And roasted.
And that's what
you suck. Turn it off.
Yeah. Well, and some of those guys, like when Aaron Lewis was up at the resort, for instance, he was an entertainer.
Yeah.
You could tell.
Yeah.
He's been in the business a long time. He knows how to do it. He knows how to work a crowd. He knows what he wants.
For sure.
Travis Tritt, same way when he was up. Like those guys that are entertainers that have been in it. Clint Black, when he was like, they just have a way on the stage where it's like they've been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
They know. And it's just pretty interesting.
I got a fun fact. Oh, man, I got the yawns. I'm trying to ease back into it here. You like James Taylor?
I mean, I don't dislike James Taylor, but
I mean, would you consider James Taylor like an incredibly talented musician?
No. I mean, like he wouldn't come to mind if somebody's like top 10 list of anything.
And like in your prerogative?
No.
Right. Okay. That's fine.
The band's name was Sleeping with Sirens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brother. Ooh.
American rock band from Orlando, Florida, currently residing in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
I'll be damn. Makes sense.
Yeah, they're hanging out on the beach.
Huh.
And it was...
Do you think... Oh, this is another TikTok that did I send you the thing with the little feller that gosh dang it, I can't remember who the guy was, but he didn't know that Hank Sr. died.
No.
And he told his mom and dad that he wanted to go to Nashville. Or where did Hank Sr. live? Alabama. He wanted to go there to see Hank Sr.'s house. And he did. He knocked on the door and what's her name?
Audrey.
Yeah, she answered the door, and he was like, "Did Hank Jr. or did Hank Sr. really live here?" And she said yes, and all this shit, blah blah blah. And he said something about, "Well, thank you, Mister," or tell Mr. Hank, "I really wish Mr. Hank." She goes, "You don't have to call him Mister. The whole world calls him Hank."
Okay.
That's where that came from in the Merle Haggard song. Did you know that? I seen that on TikTok too. David Allen Cole. That's what I meant. Not Merle Haggard. I'm really not good in that whole genre.
Yes,
that's your wheelhouse.
Yeah, that's my.
You don't have to call me Mister. The whole world calls me Hank.
Yeah, you don't have to call me Mister. The whole world calls me Hank. And then that song goes.
So that was some kid wanting to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Some little feller wanted to, but it had a tie to David Allen Coe, but I can't remember who or how.
Where was he from in Alabama? I want to say Muscle Shoals, but that's not right.
North. Like you pass it on the way to Florida. Like
that's where he died? Where did he die?
He died on the road somewhere.
He died in Ohio.
In a Cadillac. Yeah. In a blue Cadillac.
Yeah. But he's from Alabama there, like northern Alabama.
Oh, he's from
Mobile?
He's Birmingham. No. Yes. Hank Williams Sr.
See, here we go again. Just Googling the hell.
Mount Olive, Alabama, which is just north of Birmingham.
I bet it's that much. I bet it's just as close to Mobile.
Mobile 1? Oh, shit, far.
Because that one bridge across that low area is,
that one bridge across that low area.
Well,
when you're talking about?
When you're north, when you're south of, when you're getting ready to get into Birmingham.
Oh, hell. Anyway, I was just thinking about like underrated musicians and shit like that. Do you have any that you can think of? Like anybody that you...
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
I know, but who would? If you had to pick like 3 of them, just give me 3 of them, in your opinion. Anytime.
Jerry Reed was never given the credit he deserved.
Right.
He was an amazing guitar player.
Oh, yeah.
He had a lot of fun songs.
Yeah, but like he could play the hell out of a guitar. It was wild.
Hey, I don't want you to look at that. That's just north of Birmingham, but it's just north of Birmingham.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Did you know who else is one hell of a guitar
No.
player?
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Well, yeah. Prince.
Yeah.
Did you know that? What the hell was it?
What was that big live show he
Clapton.
did?
He did it with Clapton and like that
My guitar
Gently Weeps, man. And
that's a good one on YouTube.
That solo.
Yeah.
That showed up like in the top 5 greatest guitar solos of all time. Prince, absolutely shredding. Yeah.
I mean, underrated musicians. I mean, what do you use as because obviously it's very subjective.
A musician that is underrated is what I'm looking for.
Well, but that could be anybody that you've never heard of or don't know.
Well,
But I would say that there's
that's what I mean. Yeah,
but
like I think these guys that I'm talking about in this whole indie genre, like these
not if they make you freaking depressed and sad. I
mean,
don't
hey,
know.
man,
I love sad songs.
no shit, and like, dude, we can listen to it later, but
like,
they sound really good.
Like I would say, like a guy like Sturgill Simpson doesn't have the commercial, like the radio commercial success,
right?
Which makes him a little bit of an underrated musician.
Well,
because I think he's good
in this world. You know,
I think that he doesn't have it because he chose not to have it.
Well,
like when I first started listening to Sturgill Simpson, I agree, but like he's been on like regular radio.
Yeah.
So they played him on regular radio,
and
but now Tyler Childers has been on regular radio.
Yeah,
Marcus King, I haven't heard him on regular radio, and that kid is freaking insane.
Yeah,
he's blown up. I think when we saw him in St. Louis, I think that was a bad show venue for him. I think
a bad show venue all the way around.
Yeah, the Hollywood.
Okay. Well, yeah,
you know what I mean.
I had fun.
Yeah, we had.
it was a good time.
It was a great.
I mean,
time.
it was tough that you had to climb Everest to get to and from.
Musically, it sucked, but generally, like we all had a ball.
Yeah, I couldn't hear much of the music. Like it just wasn't out.
I was in the zone.
We were way too far away.
And then what did I find on the way out?
Pizza. Or no, caramel corn.
Caramel corn.
Oh, yeah.
Like dug it square out of the trash. That is wild.
Dude, I was on cruise control.
Trash Panda. Where the hell did you get that? What do you mean? Don't worry about it.
It was a full bag unopened.
And the warden's dodging traffic like Frogger heading for the gas station across the way.
That was a nightmare to try to get into that hotel when we were going in.
Not good.
I mean, I don't know that I listened to too many underrated.
Well, if you listen to mainstream music all the time, you won't.
Well, but like I listen to Zach Bryan, but he's not
obviously not.
Yeah,
underrated. But did you hear his new eulogy? Ooh, it's a real tear jerker.
By the way, I think
it's getting ready to drop.
Janelle and I think we're gonna go.
Yeah,
down. Are you guys gonna go?
We haven't gotten tickets yet, but
they've got them available. I just checked.
We've talked about it.
I think we're gonna do it.
That's in June, right?
September.
Yep.
Yeah. Weekend before the
Holland Fest.
Fest.
I don't know. Like, have you ever been scrolling through TikTok and like hear a song on a TikTok and like, man, where did that come from? And then like you actually click on the sound and then you go find it.
This may surprise you a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of my TikTok scrolling is on silent. Like I don't have the volume. Like my TikTok is like golf swings, baseball stuff. I very rarely listen.
That's too bad. I feel like that's the whole draw.
What the hell would you watch TikTok on silent for?
No, that's what I do though.
That is like wild.
I know. That's why I said you're not going to believe this, but
no, I totally believe it.
But
that's creepy shit you would do. I get that.
Creepy? What's creepy?
What do you
about
mean? That if you talk about giving Dave shit about profile, did you see that dude over there scrolling TikTok? There's no sound. Like what? Like how does he even know what's going on? Does TikTok even offer subtitles? Like what's happening?
He's wearing a Weldon helmet. He's trying to watch TikTok like Helen Keller.
Oh, by the way, so
Braille.
we had baseball practice today.
Oh, somebody told me that we shouldn't reference Helen Keller so much if we're never going to actually go into it. Somebody told me that the other day.
Well, I heard a couple of the kids were behind me and they were talking about. And I heard Dave's famous line almost verbatim. Well, how could they teach her these things if she was deaf and blind? And I turn around and I go, quit talking about Helen Keller. Yeah. They're like, Coach, how'd you? I just shut up, pay attention.
I know. I just know.
I was like, I just know you're hey, Coach. I didn't. But do you think she's a fraud? Yes, I think she's a fraud.
Everybody knows she's a fraud.
Yeah, because he's like, how do they teach her these things? They just hand her an apple and then and it's like, oh boy.
Oh, shit.
I got a guy by the name of David Allen Smoker. You should reach out to and talk to. But yeah, I'm sorry. I listened to, but my TikTok though, a lot of it is baseball swings, golf swings, baseball stuff.
So whenever we decided to, when we were discussing a potential idea and we were looking at a lot of those golf things,
yeah,
and I just searched good golf like on TikTok,
yeah.
And then from then, like the next 3 days, it was nothing but like golf shit. You know what I mean? But then when I click on this indie band that I've been reading, listening to a little bit, Now it's nothing but like sad boy shit. You know.
Well, and some of that I wonder is that's why social media makes you so freaking depressed. Or makes you like,
well,
when you get into those things, because
it's just the algorithm.
I know, that's what I'm saying though. Like
Yeah.
it just keeps
Yeah.
So when you unfortunately get trapped on cancer talk,
Oh God,
you're like, every son of a bitch in the world's got cancer right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, it just keeps going and going and
Yeah.
going. And then finally you're like, I got to shut it down and walk away for a while.
Yep, you do.
But-
That's what what was it? My warden was saying that when the whole thing about TikTok being canceled and shut down and all that shit, and she made the comment. She's like, I'd probably be a lot more productive around home if it actually does get canceled. And I'm like, you and me both, sister.
How much time do you think you spend on TikTok in a day?
And when it's checkout time in the evening, that's about the only time I ever mess with it. Or if I'm home during the day and I'm trying to post, like when I'm uploading.
Yeah, because you live in that world right now.
When we're trying to upload our reels, like then I will, but like in all honesty, like when I'm at work, because I feel like for me, I mean, people will look at this and like tell me that I'm a bold-faced liar, but I may have my phone in my hand, but it's not TikToking. You know what I mean? That's because
your Twitter algorithm
because I'm getting 785,000 spam calls a day. It's worse now than it's ever been, and I have no idea why. And I've not done anything different. I've not bought anything. I've not borrowed money anytime recently. I have no idea what's going on. But that phone rings. I guarantee you. I think the other day when I was homesick, I guarantee it was like 31 spam calls in one day.
That's absurd.
Since you were home, did you answer them and mess with them?
No, because so here again, I did a study on my own, and I thought, should I answer it and tell them to take me off their list? Should I answer it and ask them if they wanted to buy naked photos of their family members? Or should I just ignore it? Well, I tried all three and they still keep coming. So it doesn't really matter. I don't think
I was getting calls about my
Medicare.
Yeah.
That.
So I ended
Mine's
up letting
always
her,
Medicare.
I talked back with her the
Oh,
other
yeah.
day, and
Yeah.
we talked about it and told her I hadn't seen my card, but I was needing it because of my procedure coming up.
Right. Yeah, that's
told
what I
her I was
mean.
real worried about the grandkids and then life insurance and the whole thing. And like we had a good talk about it. She was going to make me feel better.
What was her name?
Beth.
Beth.
Hello, Mr. David. My name is Beth.
Oh, really, Beth? Where you come
It
from?
was Kim or Carol.
Iowa.
Yeah,
I come from Iowa.
But yeah, and I was like, well, just one thing about, it's like it might be my qualification. I might not meet it. And she was like, oh, you meet it? Why wouldn't you meet it? I was like, well, I'm only 39. She's like,
Yeah, game over.
Well, because
Yeah,
all those are so.
robocalls.
Well,
they
but
sell your number.
But what happens is this is where these people make this money working from
yeah,
home.
they're commission time.
They make those calls,
Yeah.
and what happens is they would rather have a quick no than they would
A
your
15
situation.
minute, yeah, because that's 12 calls they couldn't make.
Yeah. And that's how it is because they just
Because a
fly
lot of
through
times,
it.
if you notice, a lot of times, like when you get the ones that are like with your normal area code, and you answer those, there won't be anybody there.
Right. I've been getting a lot of those.
But then the ones that have like a asinine,
Yeah.
like I got one the other day from Chihuahua, Mexico.
Oh,
And,
Long distance.
yeah, and then I answered it, of course, and it's like, "Hi, can you hear me? Hi, yes, I'm calling about your Medicaid Part A and B." You know what I mean? Like it's like, what? From Chihuahua, Mexico? Like they don't even give a that it's not even close to being a normal. Like you figure you get a phone call from Chihuahua, Mexico, it's gonna be somebody.
I think it's because you guys answer them.
But so
I don't. Like if you don't, like I know you guys give me a ton of shit for not responding to things, which is fair. But like if I have somebody that tries to call me for the first time, that's like
not in your phone book.
not
you're
in my
gonna
phone. I don't answer.
I don't either.
And I don't.
There's
Not
so many
anymore.
people that like, so my cell phone is my work phone. I mean, it's not my work phone. Like I give it out as the number to get a hold of me to people. So like
Yeah.
vendors, supply, whatever. So I don't ever know who the hell's calling.
Yeah, that's why
I always have the thing like when I'm on call for work, when it rings, I have to answer because you never know who the hell's going to call you.
Yes.
But if you're not on call, if I don't know you, I'm not going to answer because they're either going to leave a voicemail or they'll send you a text afterwards.
Yeah.
That's usually how I roll.
That's usually, yeah.
Anyway, what are you thinking about?
Well, while I'm thinking, we're going to take a quick pause.
Let's do it.
Hey, Wonders. You've heard Mace talking about it for a few weeks now, but we wanted to be sure you got it. Talking about Courage for Courtney. Our friend Courtney Drew has been diagnosed with cancer and needs our support. To help ease the financial burden of treatment and everything else, some awesome folks are hosting a fundraiser on July 13th from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Venue 1408 in Huntingburg. It'll be an awesome evening with live music, dinner, dancing, a silent auction, and a bake sale. It's going to be a fun night for everybody involved, but most importantly, it'll be helping a great family get through a really tough time. Can't make it? Well, don't forget there's an online store. Look below for the link or scan the QR code that you see on your screen right now. Now, these are pre-orders, so you can order at any time, but the orders will be sent off to production in batches. You'll be given information on your batch and pickup options when you order. Let's rally together and show the power of community.
All right. Hey, our girl Courtney added to that list of items.
Yeah.
Is a foursome at the Pete Dye course.
Nice.
I talked to Rusty this past week.
Got it locked in.
Gave him to him, handed him over. It was good to see him. Our girl's battling right now.
Yeah.
She needs all the thoughts and prayers. And
she's in the thick of it for sure.
Know that we're all cheering for her and take a brief moment. Pray for her and then, thank God that, you're able to provide the support that you can and that you live in the community that you do. Because I know that he was like, you guys have gone above and beyond. And I said, hey, you do the same thing for me. You do the same thing for me.
Yeah.
Smoke would probably tell me to get but that's okay. It'll be all right.
Sometimes you got to truth hurts.
You got to just draw the line somewhere. Right. So, hey, here's what I'm thinking about. I had an original topic.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Call it an audible.
I had another topic that I wanted to discuss, but maybe I want to talk to you guys off air about it first because it involves somebody else. So the third thing that I came into is last week's episode, I dipped my toes in a little bit of that old Tennessee Smoky Blackberry whiskey.
Oh.
And I had tried a little bit of the Blackberry whiskey down at the Holland Legion. Friend of the program, Kendall McHugh, studying for the bar exam right now. Hopefully, if she is taking a break, she's listening to the show. But I got a little pour out of one of those. Now, the Blackberry Crown was very smooth. And things that worry me about these flavored whiskeys is you get them and they're almost syrupy. Yuck. Now, that old Smoky was pretty good. You had a little sippers, and I think you had a sippers of it, and it was pretty good. So I love bourbon just as much as the next guy. I mean, bourbon is my drink of choice. That's what I like. But I don't mind dipping my toes in some of those flavored whiskeys every now and then. And I just wanted to kind of gauge, because I know Crown's got peach. They've got apple.
Maple.
They've got the maple, the vanilla.
All kinds of just.
But, I mean, where do you guys stand on them?
I'm out. I don't know. I'm out.
Like, you're just not a whiskey guy in general.
Well, no, hell no. I love, that's usually my kryptonite is a good stiff 7 and 7. Like, you give me a 2-liter.
Why do you think that combo works so well?
I don't know, but it's like darks and clears, man. It just works. I don't know. It's really good. I really like that. But I think as a child, my old man worked with some pretty slank-jawed Southern boys down there at the Parr House.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of backwoods remedies. And then Dad would always go to Simulator in West Virginia because AEP had another big plant over there. And then they would go to like this as a tenured, seasoned control room operator, they would go to West Virginia to do like simulator, like they would, this is what's going on with the plant, fix it. You know what I mean? From the control room. So they would simulate other like scenarios. And I don't remember if he got it from there or some other dude that he worked with, but blackberry brandy.
Really?
Hot blackberry brandy.
Oh.
When you're sick. And you take that like a hot blackberry brandy in a shot, I think it was, or whatever. And like if you were sinusy or sick or whatever like that, I mean, get that shit so hot in the microwave you can't hardly stand it, and then just down the hatch. And I think that just, well, damn, I'm getting willies thinking about it. It's not good. Like, I did not like it at all. But I think as far as my experience with flavored whiskey ever went, like, I think I drink. I'm pretty sure one of the main contributing factors to Couch Guy's diabetes came single-handedly from Jim Beam Red Stag. And I did like to drink a little bit of Red Stag every now and then with a Diet Coke. Now, he went full throttle Coke, shocker. But
No, the Red Stag, that wasn't cinnamon flavored. That was cherry flavored, right?
black cherry.
Black
right?
cherry.
Was it black cherry?
They
It
still
was
make
kind
it?
of like a Southern Comfort thing, damn near, which I don't even know what
I don't
flavor
even-
that was.
So that was another thing.
Southern Comfort's disgusting.
Yeah, a lot of those dudes back in high school, like they do that SoCo and lime or whatever
Yeah.
the hell. I never got down on that shit either.
I never understood Southern Comfort.
I think now I know we're jumping off this whiskey boat, but like for me, if I had to pick a dark liquor cocktail, I would probably go with a spiced rum and a Diet Cola with a wedge of lime. So like mine was always my kryptonite was always like 2 big fat Klonopins and a double Sailor Jerry's and Diet.
Yeah.
Game over. But, I went to rehab for that and everything. Shout out, good God. Shouldn't have said that. But anyway, double
We
Sailor.
can edit that.
No,
Shouldn't have said that.
Sailor Jerry's, man. It was probably my.
I discovered Sailor Jerry's late in the game.
Makes
We
my
did.
mouth water.
Yeah, I like Sailor Jerry and Cherry.
Yeah.
Cherry grenadine and
Oh, yeah.
We got started with Captain and Diets. That's how we
Same
used to
thing.
drink them.
Same thing.
Well, I think the Sailor Jerry has a
100%.
little bit more
Yeah, Sailor's
flavor to it.
Sailor's is 100 proof.
Yeah.
had a buddy we used to cruise around Richmond. It doesn't. We just drank that Captain Morgan out of the bottle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I'm not a big rum guy.
Tattoo.
nope. Just a
Have you
regular.
ever had
old-
tattoo?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tattoo straight out of the freezer is really good.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to drink it straight.
Now, talking about flavored boozes to the whiskeys, but I have a soft spot for flavored vodkas too.
Oh, God, yeah.
We went through a phase. I forget who made
Man,
them.
Shirley made, during COVID, when we had nothing to do besides sit around and get drunk, vanilla vodka
Yeah.
with making White Russians with vanilla vodka. That was pretty good.
I don't like
Interesting.
White Russians.
What?
I can't do the milk thing. With, yeah. I've never,
man.
I mean, I've never had one. Like, I'll be upfront
That's
and
a
honest.
mighty fine Caucasian, Jackie.
I've never had them, but
You've never had one?
Hurricane bought me
Not-
one down at the Legion not too.
Yeah.
Well, it's been probably a
Yeah,
year
he
ago.
gets a Russian
And
kick every now and
that was Thanksgiving Eve, wasn't
then.
it?
You got to drink it with half and half. Like a real White Russian is not with milk. It's half and half.
Milk comes from Big Lebowski, right?
Half and half comes from Big Lebowski.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, he goes to the grocery store and it's half and half. But like everybody around here just drinks it with 2% milk.
Yeah.
But like a true, now correct me if I'm wrong, but like on the Big Lebowski, he definitely drinks it with half and half.
Yeah,
And then like a Kahlua
I've never had one.
and a vodka. Oh,
I've never had.
You would like it.
But
It's good.
the flavored vodka, like I went through it was down at the Legion.
Deep Eddy.
I would get Diet Mountain Dew and watermelon flavored vodka.
Ooh, God.
And it was the first one burned a little bit, but after that it was delicious.
God, makes me gag.
My favorite whiskey was Calvert's and Coke.
Yeah, baby.
Pop Frank would be proud that Kessler's smooth as silk.
Smooth as silk.
Don't say that
Yeah.
shit's smooth as silk. I said that it ain't smooth. I've drank it before.
There's a very influential feller that I know that he is a very big boy, very large and in charge. He may or may not be related to Couch Guy, but that was his vice.
I
was
ran down
Diet
and
Mountain
it was
Dew
so
and
hard to
Kessler's.
find because
half gallon at a time.
so I'd buy a case of half gallons because you got the 10% discount.
Yeah,
And so it made them like $9 a jug or something.
yeah.
So I got a hold of. I still got his number.
Oh boy!
But it's a place in St. Louis. It's like a conglomeration, and they own a bunch of places.
Mm-hmm.
So I called them, and they couldn't sell to me because I'm in Indiana. So they got me to a Midwest rep that got me to a guy in Indiana finally. Took forever, and I was like, buddy, I need a barrel of Calvert's. He said, well, it's a blended whiskey. It doesn't come in a barrel. I said, I need a barrel's worth of Calvert's. He's like, if you're being serious, man, we'll make you a barrel, and I'll pick you up and take you to the plant to get it. He was like, are you being serious? He's like, who the wants a barrel of Calvert's? He's like, you're talking about Calvert's Extra stuff that's like $11 a half gallon. I was like, that's it. So he got a hold of all the liquor stores in town and in the county because he couldn't sell directly to me, so I had to buy him through a liquor store, but none of the liquor stores wanted to do it because then it wasn't worth their time to even be the transferee.
Right.
So I had Jenna talked into this, and he was calling back, and he was going to pick up me and one buddy and take me to St. Louis to the plant to see it being made, and they were going to burn my name on a Rebel Yell barrel because I guess that's what the whiskey is they use to blend it with.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, we'll just put the logo on there, we'll burn your name, I'll take you over there, it'll be great. But it was only going to save, I think, so basically he's going to sell me a pallet of Calvert's, which was 70. No, it was more than that. I think it was like 72 cases
My God.
of half gallons.
In one barrel?
Well, that's the math he worked out.
Yeah.
It was a ship pot, and it was going to be like $1,200, but I did the math, and to buy it with a 10% discount a case at a time at CVS
Mm-hmm.
would have been like $1,219.
Mm.
So I couldn't swing the misses on the one-time buy to save $19. And she was like, remember when you smoked? I was like, yeah. She's like, remember how you'd buy a carton because it lasts longer and you just smoke more cigarettes? I was like, well, that's completely different. She was like, absolutely not. There's no way you're buying 80 cases of whiskey. But I almost made whiskey history.
CC, what was that one?
Canadian Club.
Canadian Club. They don't make that anymore.
Canadian? Yeah, they do, don't they? Oh, no, I'm thinking Canadian Hunters, what I see people drink.
Well, Yukon Hunter. Isn't it Yukon Hunter?
There may be,
Canadian
but there is a
Hunter.
Canadian Hunter. Green
Canadian
lid.
Mist.
Canadian Mist.
That was like the kind of early time shaped bottle.
Yeah.
Remember Tin High? Well, we drank a lot of Tin High in college.
They still have that.
They got it down there.
I got a fifth of it in the house.
That's what
Old Crow.
Yeah. I love Old
Bourbon.
Old neighbor liked Old Crow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now there was. Do they not make CC anymore? Canadian
I
Club.
thought they did, but maybe they don't.
Can you not find Canadian Club? Because I know a lot of people like I used to like. There was a guy.
Yeah, I used to go to weddings, and that's what it was.
Yeah, Canadian Club, but they don't have it anymore. I don't think.
I'll be damned.
I don't know for sure.
We can find out.
Bought a bottle of Snoop Dogg wine the other day.
Yeah, we're gonna get a glass of that here in a minute, ain't we?
Hell yeah, we are.
I think that's what you said. I mean, you said you were. But
Yeah,
I'm
they
gonna
still
go ahead
make-
and invite myself to that too.
Canadian Club.
Hmm.
You can buy it at Walmart for $19 for
Canadian Club. There was some other whiskey that they don't make anymore.
Well, I used to be a Jim Beam guy, and then they sold to like Sunshine Breweries in Japan or China or something. So I
Mhm.
stopped drinking Jim Beam because I felt like,
Wait, Jim Beam, like they tout being this Americana and they're not?
well, in 2010, they sold out to a Japanese company. So I stopped drinking it then and switched to Calvert's because that was the well drink down there at the Eagles 274 in Brazil.
The well whiskey was Calvert's.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be damned.
You go down there and you tell him you want a Calvert's and Coke, make it Cormy style, because my buddy Bill Cormican, he just liked all whiskey. A little bit of, that's how I rolled, just a little bit of color.
Cormy
Yeah, we call it, McCormican was his last name,
McCormican.
but we called him, they called him Cormy drinks. But man, every night I'd end up passed out on the bar, and then the bartender had to take me home.
David Allen. That's terrible.
It was awesome. I love Brazil.
Seagram's VO, maybe. Well, they still
They
sell.
drink that. I that's what old
Canadian Hunter.
neighbor boy back here. That's what he drinks. Marring.
Oh, he drinks the Seagrams?
Oh yeah.
Luxco. Ryan Snyder from Luxco is who I called to get a pallet of Calvert's.
You still got you name dropped him. Hopefully he's still doing well.
Hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
Anyway,
Hey.
yeah, flavored whiskeys is a thing, but I don't know.
I don't think it's something that has the staying power. I think it introduces other people to it. But every once in a while, it's a fun little nightcapper.
That's
So,
sure.
hey, Dave, before we get to you, though, our friends at Catering by Meyer want to remind us about these graduation parties coming up.
A real conversation, probably recently had. Can you believe Susie is graduating this month? Well, no, I sure can't. But I can believe that I'm calling Catering by Meyer to handle the menu for her graduation party. Don't be that graduation party that everyone talks about, and not in a good way. They're booking up now and filling quick. Don't let Susie down. Plan the menu with the help of the experts at Catering by Meyer.
All right, Dave, what you got, buddy?
Well, I've been doing a lot of Facebook marketplacing. And a couple weeks ago for the missus's birthday, we went to this antiquity festival over at the Gibson County Fairgrounds and got me some vinyl. And I had to leave one there because, well, it was the missus's birthday. So she got what she wanted, obviously. We only took a little bit of cash, and there was a record there that I found at the end, and we were tapped. But then I'm on Facebook, and I find this guy that's got like a Hank Jr. album, and then I seen he had another one, and I sent him a message. I was like, hey, buddy, I see you got he actually had like 10 on there. So I've got the record player in there, and I've been working on these collections. And Hank Jr. is who I got the most of. I think I got 15 or 16 of his albums. And I said, hey, you got these 6 here. I said, I already got a few of them. Would you cut a fella a deal on buying, 3 of them? He said, nah, if you're a repeat customer. I was like, a customer? You got a store or something? He was like, no, just then not my collection. I said, well, how big is the collection? He said, I got about 10,000 records here. I'm trying.
Holy shit.
And I was like, holy shnikes. He was like, so what are you looking for? I said, I don't know. I said, because I don't know what all albums of the 80-some Hank had that were vinyl. I said, what if I send you a list and you tell me what you got? He was like, yeah, that's fine. He's like, I got them cataloged. I was like, what about David Allan Coe? He was like, I got some of that. I was like, well, I'm going to send you his too, because that's another one. I started collecting those because I just, by happenstance, ended up with like 4 of the David Allan Coe ones were like studio only, like they were released to radio, but never like meant to be sold. So the covers are a little different.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's cool. So now I've got the David Allan Coe one going as well. But so I'm getting kind of excited, waiting for this guy to get back at me with what he has here for those 2. And then, Merle and Waylon and George Jones, they're close behind the other 2, but those 2 are the ones I have the most of that I think are a little bit more harder to find. Some of the old Hank Jr.
So what's your goal here?
I want every Hank album that was ever on vinyl. He's made like 80 albums in his lifetime, but I'm sure all of them are on vinyl because some of them just came out a couple years ago. I mean, now they're coming out on vinyl again, but there'll be some in there that I'm sure weren't on vinyl. But I'd like to have every Hank Jr. album that he ever released on vinyl. But like the LP, like not the little 45s or whatever.
So how many more do you think you got to go?
I've only got like 15 or 16, and I know he's released like 79 or 82 albums, and we'll say 80% of those were probably all released on vinyl, so probably about 50.
I'm so intrigued by vinyl records. My dad had a busload of them.
I've been trying to pick up some Zeppelin here too lately.
When we had to finally clean out my grandparents' house, there was a old box full of them, and there were 45s in there too. But he's got an old Victrola downstairs that he bought, and it's like a newer. I think it's a refurbished one or whatever. But anyway, do you know who also is a huge? I won't name drop him because I don't know if he'll want me to, but another friend of ours, not too fond of green, or a real big fan of green energy. I'll just say that.
Gotcha.
He went to St. Louis in a snowstorm blizzard to buy like a 1970s original console that's got like 215s in it.
So
like the huge cabinet,
that's what led me to build my record players. I couldn't find one of those,
right?
So I built like a half, like everything else. I do, like
exactly.
cheap.
Just really smokered it up.
Yeah,
smokified it. But he drove over there to Missouri somewhere and bought this sumbitch home, and he had to do some he's kind of a geek like that, you know. He had to do some geeking on there with his, you know, he used to work at Sony and all that stuff, so he had to like try to dig up some old service manuals and stuff like that and find how to fix this and that. But my God, dude, that thing beats. Like it's old and the sound is just so.
I love listening to records, man.
It's insane. But he buys a lot of the genre of music that he listens to, which is like Tool, A Perfect Circle, a lot of those things. And they sell, like Tool sells vinyl. And then like Pussifer and all these bands. And like they're very, very sought after.
Yeah, it's been making a comeback for the last 10 years. When I first got into collecting them all, I was living in Brazil and I was at a garage sale with my wife and some little old lady, you know, and she had a record player and a milk crate full of records. And she said, I don't even know if it works, but if you give me, you know, $3, you can have it. So I took it all home, and the belt was broken. So I got it working.
Dave said, "I'll give you $2." She said, "No, I'll need $2.75. Dave said, "No, I'll give you $2.25. She said, "No, $2.75."
So here's like, there's all, man. I just went on the marketplace here and just jumped on vinyl records, and
so I've got every Sturgill album that's been released and Tyler Childers. Which those aren't ones those are new and being released, but every time
I bought you one, we got one at Oak Crow,
signed.
That's right, yeah.
That one's still in the package.
That's cool, man. Like that, I think that shit's cool.
But yeah, so I guess the question was, and I wish I would have thought of this. I think sometime in the last year and a half, we've had a conversation about collections or things you collect.
Oh yeah,
and I never even I'm very seasonal with the record player. Like once it starts getting nice out, I really don't
mess with
it.
Yeah.
But then once fall starts coming and Jenna wants to start doing the sales and stuff, and then I start seeing vinyl everywhere, I get on the hunt again, and I'm like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, if you were going to start a music collection, that was going to be the question. If you were going to like pick an artist or a group that you felt like, okay, I want the goal to be to have everyone they ever made, even the shit ones. Would there be some? Who would that be?
No, I don't know.
You know, I feel bad because I'm not. Like, I love and appreciate your passion for Hank and all those. Like, I enjoy listening to them, but I don't own a single piece of vinyl. Like, I don't. My younger brother's into it. I can remember forever, Mom and Dad had a vinyl record player. I don't even know whatever happened to it, but they had the whole sound system kit and caboodle there. There's no telling where that is. Mm-hmm. It may be with one of the other two that happened to be the offspring of Mary and Frank Lindemann. But I don't collect, like, I'm not a real big collector on some of that stuff. And like, if I had to, like, if you would say, because my music taste, like, this sounds weird, but I enjoyed Dave Matthews Band. And so I like Dave Matthews Band would be one that maybe I would collect. You know, I've seen a couple of shows. I know a guy that's been to like 100 Dave shows. I couldn't handle it. Like, that 6 hours of your life, you're never going to get back. It's a fun experience a couple times. But then like OAR, like I kind of fell in love with OAR, which is kind of in the same vein of that Dave a little bit. Yep. But it'd probably be those guys. And then like you mentioned, like Sturgill and Tyler and, you know, Zach Bryan, like these guys that are, I don't want to say blazing a trail, but they're doing it a little bit different way. They're not moving to Nashville and doing all that other stuff. They're just going out doing music.
Right.
So I think that would probably be where I would start my collection. Now, if I was really, I love that grainy, this may come as a surprise, but I love that grainy Delta blues, like Robert Johnson. Mm-hmm. And I think like if a guy could start finding some of those original vinyls from some of those guys, probably the bad thing of it is unless you had a collector around here that was interested in that as well, probably harder finds. But I love some of that Delta blues that comes out with that dobro and that acoustic sound and that rawness to it. But I don't know a bunch of those guys where I could say, oh, I was going to collect that.
Yeah, I never got into blues, like those old timey blues guys. Any in particular, one of them, like there was Lightning Hopkins songs I like, but I'd always buy like back when you could get like the Time Life Treasury, Origins of Blues, Greatest Hits, and you'd have all those old cats on there. You know? that's how I went with the blues stuff. But I never had one that I liked so much that I thought that in that genre that I thought I was like, oh, that'd be the guy.
Yeah.
But
Well, and
it's crazy to
that's-
listen to that and then listen to new music and see you can follow who was like inspired by that.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Well, it's neat because it's like coaching trees, like, oh, he coached under Bill Parcells, and then here's who all coached under Bill, and you can see that influence. You're right, especially when it comes to those guys that are quality music producers. Who did they learn from? And then that's how they kind of continue
that
that.
would be my next thing to bring up, and I've been finding out more because of David Allan Coe's son, Tyler Mahan Coe. He's got a podcast called Cocaine and Rhinestones, and he goes over just historical, mainly country music people. But he started talking about all these producers in Nashville.
Yeah.
And then like he'll play little snips of the songs the best he can because of copyright.
Copyright, yeah.
But you can hear, and he points out all these trends like, oh, you can spot a whoever produced album because you'll hear a lot more keys in there than you do anywhere else.
Yeah.
And like all these little things that pick up, I'm like, holy shit. It's just weird to.
I think what
geek out
amazes
on
me
stuff.
on a lot of these things is there's a whole lot of different experts in different fields that you wouldn't even think about, that you wouldn't go,
Sure.
it's intriguing, something that wouldn't tickle my fancy, but some of these guys, like, for him to say, well, this producer, this was their sound, this is what they did. And you're like,
It's nuts.
oh, I can hear that in his album and then his album. And then, oh, he produced that album. And then you're like, oh, and then he had because that's the industry. It's so hard to get into, but it's like, once you get in though, you've got a job forever.
Right.
It's almost like being a professional coach or like a coach at a big Division I pro. You'll never not have a job.
Right. Unless you're Bill Belichick.
I would probably Foxborough High. I could probably collect. The radio station on Sirius XM called Lithium.
Yeah.
I would probably collect all of that in vinyl.
I got you.
Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Bush.
I just bought the Nirvana Live from New York
Yeah.
2-disc vinyl set.
So top 10 most valuable records of all time. Number 1, you'll never freaking
It's
guess
the
it.
Beatles one.
No. That's number 2.
Okay.
Number 1, the Wu-Tang Clan.
Really?
Once Upon a Time in Shaolin.
All right.
Or however you say it. Shaolin.
Shaolin.
Shaolin. $2 million. The Beatles, the White Album, $790,000. Elvis Presley, My Happiness, $300,000. Number 4, the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, signed by all 4 Beatles, $290,000. 5 is John Lennon. 6, the Beatles, Yesterday, the Beatles. Like, there's a shit ton of the Beatles ones, but I couldn't believe that when I Googled most sought after vinyl, and the number 1 was the
Wu-Tang Clan.
And it came out in 2015.
That's pretty. What makes it so special?
The infamous and currently incarcerated Martin. I can't even say his last name. Shkreli paid a reported $2 million for this infamous 2015 album, which his copy was the only one produced, making it the most valuable and rare vinyl to date.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. All right. It is time for the Merkley and Sons Choice Cut Question of the Week for the fellas, brought to you by Merkley and Sons.
Welcome to the Merkley and Sons Choice Cut Question of the Week for the fellas, sponsored by Merkley and Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. The Merkley and Sons ad has been heating up. Just at the end of April, they had smoked wieners, seasoned patties, fresh pork tenderloin, and the flavored brats on sale. Stop in there, see the fellas, and tell them the Dutchman sent you.
All right, fellas. Hey, we have had a lot of rain the past couple of weeks.
More coming tonight.
And more coming tonight, this weekend, and I even saw the forecast for next week.
Doesn't look good.
Looks like there's rain in it. So we've got some rain-themed choice cut questions.
All right.
Do you fellas enjoy the sound of rain on a metal roof?
Love it.
Yep.
Me too. Probably one of the most relaxing things ever. have you ever danced in the rain?
Oh yeah.
Like, what was the situation? Like, just out with the missus and, hey, let's go dance in the rain, honey?
Oh yeah. No, I have no idea. Yeah, I've danced in the rain. Do I remember it? Not a chance.
Was this back in the Sailor Jerry Devils and Clodopin?
Forgot-a-pin days. Forgot-a-pin. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever like danced in the rain. No, I don't think
I
so.
don't think I have either. Have you ever been, well, we've talked about this before. Have you ever been caught in a downpour without an umbrella?
Yes.
What about the smell of rain?
Love
Do
it.
you enjoy it?
Mm-hmm.
When it's that early spring
Yeah.
and you catch it, unbelievable. When was the last time you jumped in a rain puddle?
We do this shit at work where we'll try to sneak up behind somebody and stomp in it and splash them. You know what I mean? My buddy Ricky Clem does that all the time, if you can imagine that. But I don't know. Very recently. I don't know. Maybe today. I don't know. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
It occurs to me that I've spent the last portion of my life avoiding puddles.
Yeah, me too. And the only reason bring that up is
I like watching the puddles gather rain.
there's a little puddle right in front of Hummingbird.
Yeah.
And every time it rains, right there on the brick, like
The rhino
in
goes
memory of
straight
oh
for
yeah.
it.
I'm like, dude, you're gonna have wet socks. And he's like,
Bam.
don't care.
Yeah.
What do you think is the perfect rainy day activity?
Napping, man. We've talked about this before. Like recliner. Like if it was early. Okay, so I don't even know. Well, the other day for me, I was sick. So, I mean, yeah, a super boring ass documentary, recliner, and one of my grandma's handmade quilts. Game over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to, as long as it's not like a torrential downpour and like sideways wind or rain, I like to pop open a shop door and turn on the radio and
Mm-hmm.
like soak it all in.
Just kick it.
Figure.
That's where I was gonna go. Like binge watching some TV is good, but if I can, like, if the weather's right and I can sit out on the porch and have a cocktail or drink coffee while it storms,
Dang. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Dude.
That's one of my favorite
It's
things
rain
to do.
coming tomorrow. Oh, early.
Really? Well, Dave, you'll probably be up.
Hell yeah.
What's the last storm you've ever watched come in?
Just last week. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, just the other day, whenever, yeah.
So are you a big storm watcher?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
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 I enjoy it.
Big fan of it.
We were Janelle and I. We were working on the house. So this has been every bit of 8+ years ago, and we watched it come across the field sideways, and it was just a toad strangler, as Dave likes to say. I think that probably wraps it up. I mean,
Good ones.
do you wear rain boots? That was one of them I had.
No.
You wear rain boots, buddy?
Negative Ghost
Yeah,
Rider.
me neither.
No.
Hey, hopefully the rain will move out
I
soon.
bet I'd splash more puddles if I did.
Probably. They used to say April showers bring May flowers.
Let me
but,
ask you one. This is completely unrelated, but what do you? Okay, somebody old in your family or since gone, did they ever refer to a jacket that you would wear in the rain?
Is it slicker?
Yeah,
Obviously.
I can't say that I recall anybody.
slicker. That's what everybody. With this, put your slicker on.
Do you have a raincoat? I mean, you probably do for work, don't you?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you have a raincoat?
Negative.
I don't either.
yeah.
I don't either. All right, there's our Merkley and Sons choice cut questions of the week for the fellows. Brought to you by Merkley and Sons. And it's time. I know it's crazy. I hate to say it, but we're going to take one more last pass around the table. Brought to you by our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power.
The last pass is proudly brought to you by our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power. Big Mace has a Cub Cadet. Esquire has a Kubota Zero Turn. And Smoke has a Kubota B-Series tractor. You could say we're big fans of what Hopf Outdoor Power has to offer. It's time to mow responsibly and upgrade your rig. Want to mow quick, save some time, get a Zero Turn. Need something a little more than a lawn tractor? Check out their Kubota compact tractors today. No time like the present for an upgrade.
All right. So for me this week, last pass, peace, love, and positivity. jump on the Courage for Courtney website and the Facebook page and get you some swag ordered up. Don't ever think that you're going to live forever, because you're not. And I know it's cliche to say live like you're dying, but almost, no regrets. Know what I'm saying? In the famous words of Scotty P, no regrets. But yeah, I don't know. Friend of ours, friend of mine, friend of a friend of a friend, but passed away at an extremely young age this week, and didn't even know that anything was going on, really. But I don't know. Just makes you think, man. Seems like this shit it's just hitting closer to home all the time, and you never know when it's your turn. But just make sure you got your shit in line, and I don't know. I don't plan on dying tomorrow, but just make sure you don't have any regrets, man. You know what I mean? Just try to live without regrets. That's all I got.
Really been battling my pride this week. Worse than I have in a long time. Losing my patience with particular things that have been going on, and like just found myself at my wit's end and making an ass out of myself because of it, and not controlling, like you should let things go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like this is a do as I say, not as I do, because I was really having some pretty severe
I do believe you said homicidal at least 3 times when I talked to you the other day.
Might have been
Pretty pissed off.
Oh,
yeah, like it was silly.
Flat matter than hell.
Yeah, he mattered a hornet.
And it's all just because I don't like the way people were talking to me at the time, which really, Dave, who the cares? Like they can talk to you however they want. It doesn't change your day. Yeah. But so try not to take yourself too seriously like I have been doing this week, because again, in the big picture, it's just not that damn important.
No, that's true. Big thank you to our friend St. Anthony Tire and Auto, Krieg Insurance, obviously supporting our girl Courage.
There it is.
Gosh damn it. Courage for Courtney, and then of course Catering by Meyer. We appreciate your support. All I can say is find time for more porch sitting.
Mm-hmm.
This past weekend, we got home Saturday, beautiful night out, and Janelle was already in bed, and I said, I think I'm going to build a fire. I sat around the fire by myself for a while. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
That was sick.
Stopping by.
When was this?
Saturday night, which is a lie because you were at Shirley's, because I checked where you were at.
We had a whole gaggle of people over here, the neighborhood, really. But
yeah, I know. I get it. It's okay.
Outdoor movie for the kids.
You don't have to explain it. I'll quit trying. I feel like I'm in a unilateral relationship. But it was nice to and Janelle came out later once she realized I hadn't come to bed, so I probably left the TV on. It woke her up. She realized I was sitting out there by her fire drinking cold beers by myself. But shout out to our buddy Derek, because I was using a Schulteis Insurance koozie.
There you go.
It was, find more time for porch sitting. I mean, it just, kind of goes with everything that's been going on. And shoot, you don't ever get enough time to sit on the porch with the ones you love and just kind of watch the world go by. And I think that's why every porch used to have a rocking chair.
Amen.
So get your rocking chair for that front porch and just enjoy being out there.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have a front porch, build one.
Go use Dollar Generals.
Yeah, just go to the Dollar General and hang out. So thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to you wanderers. Subscribe to our YouTube. It helps us out. We're getting so close to 1,000. Other than that, boys, I appreciate it. Another one down in the books.
There we go.
And with that, we'll see you guys Friday.
Dutchman out.
Dutchman out.